Hello and welcome to another week of the weekly support and clarity from Spirit for you. Okay, so thanks for joining me. I hope you've had a fantastic week. And yeah, things have been flowing and that sort of thing. Everyone up in southeast Queensland, I hope you've been doing okay with the weather and with the rain and down to the northern rivers, which I've been copping it a bit on the Sunshine Coast. Yeah, okay, beautiful. Yeah, so we're doing this for the week of, was it Monday, the 30th of June through till July the 5th, Sunday, July the 5th. Yeah, so how I work is I call in my guides and all those in spirit who love me, ask them to give you what you need for the upcoming week, any tips, techniques, exercises, practices, and a bit of a general rundown about the week and what's coming up in store for you. Okay, beautiful. Just give me a sec. I'll just seal off, tune in, call everyone in, and we'll get straight into it. This is a funny one. Okay, so they're talking about things being sort of peaceful. I don't know how to put that because there was just this kind of, when you're kind of waiting for something to happen and you're sort of you're really thinking about how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. You're kind of really itching at the bit for it. You've been working towards things for quite a while and it's not happening yet. And then you keep pushing, and you're getting frustrated because it's not happening yet and you're putting a lot of energy into it. They're saying that, especially at those times, but this actually goes right across the board, about really allowing yourself to sit in the peacefulness of what is and allow yourself to flow with the timing about a particular situation or subject. Now they're not saying they're not saying that there's like 100% ultimate definite timing and no matter what you do it's not going to change. That's not true at all. Because as you are sitting in your groove, as you're manifesting, as you're putting energy into things, you're going to either shift that time forward or backwards. But they're saying there's some things that are specifically timely, and that sometimes when you're pushing and you're trying to create something or manifest something, that it's going to be in your highest good if it happens within a particular time frame or at a particular time. And they're saying this gets quite complex because it's got to do with other people all the time. It's got to do with other experiences you need to learn before that period. And it's also got to do with yourself and with learning and with being able to process everything and to be, well, the right time, the right place, kind of thing. So it's really important to allow yourself to have some time in peace, have some time to sit in what is, sit in your they just said magnificence, and to recognize your magnificence. So which is saying that generally people do more now than what they ever have. That's because of the change in the energies, the sort of how meditation, yoga, qigong, metaphysical, spiritual type practices have become more commonplace, and that sort of thing have gotten a bit more wide and varied and more commonly accepted. But it's that thing too about not just through meditation or Tai Chi or whatever you want to do, just do whatever works for you. But it's that thing about allow yourself during the day as well, not just when you're in practice, to soak up what is around you, to soak up your brilliance, to allow yourself to really get in touch with what is there, and then and allow yourself to be balanced and okay with what isn't there yet. Okay, we're going to get on with the weekly reading. And they just said then, timing. It was like I needed to, they wanted to say a bunch of information before we could get into a weekly reading. And it was only going to be appropriate at a particular time. A bit of an example there, but anyway, we'll get on with Monday. Monday, get out of your head, they said straight away. Get out of your head. And they're laughing. They said, this includes you, David. You know, we do have a beautiful relationship, and they do poke fun at me with love, always. But it's that thing, get out of your head, give your head a rest. Sometimes your head gets in the way of things, sometimes your thinking gets in the way of things. And it's that thing about, like we said, about allowing that ease and grace to flow through, and allowing yourself to, you know, to flow with what is there and to work with what is there. It's not about stopping or giving up or anything like that, but it's just about allowing and being more present. So they're talking about Tuesday, which is about expression, actually. And it's funny because, like, some people I saw, they're expressing, like, you know, quite a lot, and they're just kind of, you know, going rah rah rah, you know, and they're talking away, and they're saying this, and they're saying whatever comes into their head, and they're saying things about their feelings about what's going on, but they're not really listening to themselves. You know, so if you're doing that, and hey, we've all done that, okay, me included, I've done this a lot, and you know, I always have to pull myself up, but just to let you know, you're not alone. It's that thing about start listening, and especially if you just start talking or reacting or whatever the case, start thinking about what's actually coming out your mouth. The other side is to actually speak a little bit more and actually be okay with communicating this. And it's that thing about sometimes you don't need to be ultimately careful about what it is. It's very dichotomous, this, because one's on one side, the other one's on the other side. So some people out there are not expressing enough. So it's that thing about allow yourself to go, yeah, I'm having a crap day, or allow yourself to say, I feel great, or allow yourself to say, this doesn't work for me. And sometimes it's just that from you to you. Yeah, just expressing that outwardly. So I'll leave it up to you with that. So Wednesday. So Wednesday, it's funny because it's okay. So are you walking in line with things that feel good? Are you walking in line with things that you really want to do that fulfill your heart, or you're not? You either are or you're not. You know, one thing or the other. And they're saying that this, it's partly around, because there was a little bit about work, there was a little bit about relationships right across the board, it's a little bit about personal, so it must have to do with lots of stuff. But it's that thing too about just being mindful of what you truly want to do, what you truly want to say, and how you truly feel. And it's that thing about, you know, allowing yourself to express, not holding back and trying to figure out every word or figure out everything you're going to do. Allow yourself to be open to express, but just be mindful of what's going on. And if this really is your truth, which is going into Thursday. So Thursday, this is about, you know, it's about recognizing what emotions are actually there. A lot of this with work and romantic relationships, actually. So it's about recognizing what is there. So it's not so much even about doing anything about it, but it's about recognizing, okay, this feels good, this does not feel good, this I feel like I'm doing because I feel like I have to, this is not really in line with my integrity. And it's just about having an awareness of that. This is going on to Friday now. So on Friday, this is about that connection between the mind and the heart. You know, living completely in your heart doesn't totally work. Living completely in your mind doesn't totally work either. So they've got some interesting stuff for the weekend. So with this, it's about really acknowledging, is this working for me? Is this really good? Is this something that's in my flow? Is this something that, you know, I'm happy about? And it's about allowing yourself to, in a very logical way, recognize what's going on and how you're working, but in a very heart-based and emotional way, about really asking yourself, is this something I really want to continue? Yeah, so yeah, have a bit of a recognize of that. And sometimes through that recognition, when you say this isn't working for me, you'll instantly just start working towards something that is working for you. But it does take a little bit of awareness, a little bit of logic, and a little bit of action on your part. So this is so funny. Okay, so for the weekend, this is going to Saturday, Saturday, Sunday together. They're saying, it's funny because they're reminding me of a friend of mine this morning. I was at the markets with a friend this morning, and she was talking about expression, and and about how people sometimes, they don't allow themselves to, allow themselves to be angry, or don't allow themselves to, just being whatever it is, whatever feeling you're going on or whatever. And it's that thing about allowing yourself, spirituality doesn't mean you have to be sitting there and meditating and all this crazy stuff all day, and you have to meditate for hours a day, and then go into yoga, and then go into qigong, and then light incense constantly. And I'm laughing when I said that because I do light incense constantly. But it's that thing about spirituality doesn't mean a particular thing. Spirituality means getting in touch with the spirit inside of you. And what this actually means is about connecting with your truth, and connecting with the truth that really expands you, that enlightens you. And that also means cracking the shit sometimes. The thing is, and I don't mean cracking the shit specifically at people, but it's that thing about the anger's there for a reason, frustration's there for a reason, stubbornness is there for a reason, all these things that spiritual people, may class as not being good, are there for a damn good reason, And, if you're feeling one of these emotions, well, that's in that large range of emotions that we've been given, that we've been engineered to have in these beautiful bodies on this beautiful planet at this time, and right through the existence of humans on this planet, to be able to learn and to be able to work with it. So, if you're angry, go with it, but understand that there's a reason for this. So allow yourself to check in and go, why am I angry? Why am I frustrated? That sort of thing. You don't always need to be, zenned out and, in this, it's kind of, they're saying almost like in a diluted state of always being happy, or a diluted state of always being, zenned out and chilled and centered and all that sort of stuff. That's a really beautiful part of it, and that is awesome. But it's a thing where, hey, we're human, and it's okay to have these emotions. So just allow yourself to have that range, and then ask yourself, okay, is there a reason why I'm like this? Because they're saying there always is a reason. So it's there to help you. Okay, I've gone on a lot about that, but they just told me it was needed. So, all right, beautiful. So I just want to thank you very much for joining me this week. I want to apologise for last week. Wasn't able to do the reading. Had a few things come up. So yeah, I just wasn't able to get to it. Wasn't able to do it. So yeah, thank you for joining me again this week. Love it when you like me, comment, subscribe, share me around, all that kind of cool stuff. It helps me get out there to more people, and then more people can get more awesome information. If that sounded right. Okay. If you'd like a session with me, I've got all my links below, davidmjohn.com, and also Golden Lotus Healings and Readings is my old name on Google, which, yeah, anyway. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a fabulous week, and big love. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.